And Airflow enables you to manage your data pipelines by authoring workflows as directed acyclic graphs, DAGs, of tasks. And there's no concept of data input or output, just flow. So you manage task scheduling as code and can visualize your data pipelines, dependencies, progress, logs, code, triggered tasks, and success status. And a task is a basic unit of execution in Airflow. And tasks are arranged into DAGs and then have upstream and downstream dependencies that are set between them in order to express the order that they should run in. And Airflow isn't an ETL tool per se, but it manages, structures, and organizes ETL pipelines using directed acyclic graphs, which are known as DAGs, like we said. It is open source, it's an open source framework, and it can be deployed in on-premise servers or cloud servers. It has built-in connectors to most of the industry's standard source and target combinations. It also allows writing custom plugins for databases that are not supported out of the box. And Prefect is a new entrant to the market. And if we compare it to Airflow, it's an open source project. However, there's a paid cloud version to track your workflows, and Prefect still lacks all the bells and whistles that come with Airflow. So Airflow is amazing. And I mean, Prefect, it does the job and it has quite a lot of integrations. I mean, you should be familiar with Python concepts like imports and how to call methods with more or less arguments. You should also have an idea about the relationships between Airflow DAGs and tasks and how to create the dependencies between the tasks. And Apache Airflow is an open source platform as well and was created at Airbnb. It's a part of the Apache Software Foundation, and Airflow helps you to create workflows using Python programming language, and these workflows can be scheduled and monitored easily with it. So you will want to know Python. When you reload the Airflow UI in your browser, you should see the Hello World DAG listed in the Airflow UI. And so to start a DAG run, first turn the workflow on and then click the Trigger DAG button, and then finally click on the graph view, and that way you'll see the progress of the run. Executors are the mechanism by which task instances get run. They are the common API and are pluggable, meaning you can swap executors based on your installation needs. And Airflow can only have one executor configured at a time. And this is set by the executor option in the core section of the configuration file. So to create a DAG for Airflow Snowflake integration that will perform operations on Snowflake, you'll need to use the Snowflake operator and the Snowflake hooks that are provided by Airflow. And Snowflake operators are used when you want to perform a task without expecting any output. So use Airflow to author workflows as directed acyclic graphs. That's what DAGs are, directed acyclic graphs of tasks. And the Airflow scheduler executes your tasks on an array of workers while following the specified dependencies. And Apache Airflow is an open source tool. It's by Apache. You can improve your machine learning platform with the right data orchestration tool. And that's the Airflow that is flexible, it's community supported, and it's Python based. It allows you to access much more data and iterate better. It has a lot of ways that will speed up your work. And Airflow is more for considering the production scheduled tasks, and it's widely used for monitoring, scheduling the data pipelines, whereas Jenkins are used for continuous integrations and deliveries. And Kafka is a distributed, partitioned, replicated commit log service. And it provides the functionality of a messaging system, but it has a unique design. And Airflow belongs to Workflow Manager, the Workflow Manager category of the tech stack, while Kafka can be primarily classified under message queuing. So in Airflow, a DAG, that directed acyclic graph, is a collection of all the tasks that you want to run, that you want to have them organized in a way that reflects their relationships and their dependencies. Trigger is a process like scheduler, web server, and worker. You need to start a process or container dedicated to running the trigger to use deferrable operators. So to start a trigger process, run Airflow trigger in your Airflow environment. Then there's Jinja, which is a template engine for Python, and Apache Airflow uses it to provide pipeline authors with a set of built-in parameters and macros. So a Jinja template is simply a text file that contains the following things. It has variables and or expressions, and these get replaced with values when a template is then rendered. And Airflow is looking in your DAGs folder for modules that contain DAG objects in their global namespace and adds the object that it finds in the DAG bag. And knowing this, all we need is a way to dynamically assign variables in the global namespace. So when Airflow runs a task, it collects several variables and passes these to the context argument of the execute method. So there's an execute method that it passes it to, and these variables hold information about the current task. And you can find the list at apache.org, Airflow. So I think Airflow would be the subdomain. So airflow.apache.com, then look for the documentation on macros. XComs, which is short for cross communications. These are mechanisms that lets tasks talk to each other. And as by default, tasks are entirely isolated and may be running on entire different machines. So an XCom is identified by a key. Essentially, the key will be its name, as well as the task ID and DAG ID that it came from. And Airflow Celery is a task queue that helps users scale and integrate with other languages. And it comes with the tools and the support that you need to run such a system in production. Executors in Airflow are the mechanism that will allow users to run the task instances. And Airflow uses Fernet to encrypt passwords in the connection configuration as well as in the variable configuration. And it guarantees that the password encrypted using it really won't be possible to manipulate it without the key. And Fernet is an implementation of Semantic, also known as secret key. So it's authenticated cryptography. And DBT is an open source tool that is used to manage the ELT load in Snowflake. And DBT can be used with Snowflake for things like converting tables to views, and it's sufficient to change the materialization in a single config file to change a table to a view. So that's where we'll leave it. This is our introduction on Airflow. My name is Ian Hillman. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Smash that like button, and see you in the next video.